When talking about self-defense, we don't use fighting stances. First of all, from a legal perspective, assuming a fighting stance like boxing or karate style things means that we consent to fight. And consenting to fight is not legal. It's legal to defend yourself, but it's not legal to engage in physical violence with other people because you want to. So we try and avoid that kind of thing. Now, granted, if somebody attacks you and you're already engaged in fighting, will you be in aggressive postures? Yes, of course you will. But most fights start off with some kind of verbal conflict first. So you're either in the de-escalation stage where you're trying to disengage from the conflict, or you're already fighting. So if we're talking about the disengaging and the de-escalation phase, then what we're going to do is we're going to assume what we call a conversational posture. Most people talk with their hands to some degree or another, so simply putting your hands up in front of yourself and in a non-violent way, no fists clenched, nothing like that, just open hands, talking with your hands. This puts your hands in a place where you can defend yourself, but you don't seem aggressive. You also want to show whatever witnesses might be around that you're not the violent party. People that posture up and take an aggressive stance obviously want to get violent, and so later when these people report to the police, they're going to tell them exactly what they saw. Sometimes they don't even hear what's being said, but if all they see is your hands in front of you making these kind of gestures versus, violent throwing the hands around, putting your hands up in the air like that, these kind of things seem inflammatory. So by staying close like this, we are able to protect ourselves and you don't come across as very violent. You can further use a concept we call indexing, which is kind of like loading up for a shot ahead of time. You can put your hand in a place where you're, talking to them and you don't seem aggressive, but you're ready to throw that thing if that's what you want to do. So don't jump into a stance, don't tell somebody, I know karate, or something like that. Automatically seem like you don't want anything to do with the conflict, put your hands up in a defensive position, but closed fists and fighting stances are not appropriate for self-defense.